Good. Welcome and thank you for joining us today on Shooting the Shit. I'm glad to have you. As you guys know, this is James from Team Atlas. If you don't know, James, we're glad to have you on, and we've been kind of ramping up, going through all the coaches in the CPA and leading into coaches who are leading more pro athletes like yourself as well. So it's nice to make it all the way up to where you're at, and thank you for coming on.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
No problem. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? How'd you get into coaching?
So initially, so I've always been an entrepreneur my entire life. I owned a business when I was 16 years old. I purchased my first house at 17 years old. So I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always been an entrepreneur. And my initial business, we were selling online services, and I was just working 12, 14 hours a day at my house. And I gained a lot of weight. So I was obese. I was 322 pounds.
Holy. Wow, it's big.
Yeah. And I think I was 21 years old. I just decided, okay, I need to like fix this. And I started going to the gym, and I started getting, a bit healthier. Started, dieting, and I got addicted to it. I lost 140 pounds. So I was like 182 from 322.
Wow, nice.
And so involved in like just fitness in the gym and dieting. And I was like, fuck, I really like this industry. I want to get involved, So I'm like, I'm gonna start a business where I have a niche where I transform people that are overweight and make them healthy, right? Because there's not many personal trainers that have been morbidly obese before, I don't think. So I was like, I'm gonna get this niche. I'm gonna make a lot of money doing this. But then I started personal training people, and I realized I hate it. So I hate personal training people. I don't like trading my time for money. I'd rather trade my expertise for money, right? Because it's just like, I don't like to be like, okay, I'm working 10 hours today and I'm making $40 an hour. I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
I never worked that way in my life. I don't want to work that way. And I felt like for the personal training aspect, you need to be passionate about it or you suck. So I really wasn't into it. So I just felt like I wasn't doing a good job. And I don't like to do things where I'm not doing a good job, right? Because then you feel like I don't feel like I'm scamming the client.
Yeah.
They can get someone better, So I wasn't passionate about it, and I just didn't really, see myself doing it anymore. So then I saw a girl at the gym, and she was doing competition. I went to go see her show in 2014. It was the first show I saw, and I was like, holy shit, this is like another level. Like, I like this. So then I asked her, like, hey, can you trust me to like coach you? I'm like, I want to learn. I did like a year of like self-researching of like what to do and all this stuff. And she trusted me or whatever. And then she like won the overall in her first show. So then I got addicted to it because I'm very competitive by nature. That's just what I've always been competitive my entire life. So yeah, after that first competition where I coached her, I was like, this is what I want to do. And then the next show I had 3 clients. I won the best coach of the award at the Audi R8 in 2016 or something. And then it just took off.
So what that was the best coach award given by like an organization or?
Oh, so it was the most like overalls in the show or something.
Oh,
was that
cool.
The OPA back then? Was that
APQ. APQ.
Oh, it's Quebec.
Yeah, exactly. CBBF.
Okay. Gotcha.
So what's the most amount of girls that you've had competing at a single show?
27.
What?
Wow. And how many of those 27 placed?
Different.
I bet all of them. Sorry, say that again.
27 at 3 different shows.
And how many of them placed?
Every single one of them, which is actually cool. Last year at Toronto Pro, I had 27 athletes, and every single one of them was first call out.
Wow,
that's great, man.
Impressive.
Impressive.
That's awesome.
Man, your coaching resume is huge, but you briefly just brushed over some really amazing accolades right there. So, like, you sold your first or bought your first house at 17. Tell us a little bit about that.
So,
That's my phone.
yeah, basically, I own a business with with a friend from high school, right? So I went to college. I got a little degree type thing that's pretty useless, like most degrees nowadays.
And what was the degree?
It was like I was gonna be an insurance broker, and I wanted to start a business in that, but I fucking hated it. And like the laws in Quebec, I'm very not French, so you have a complete disadvantage here if you don't really speak French. So I know I needed to work on a, you know, a national or global basis where I don't have to be like, you know, restricted to speaking French. So, yeah, so I wanted to do that, but then God, it's just not for me. I can't just, you know, it's just, I need to be passionate about something in order to, you know, make it great. So I'm not going to force myself into doing a job that I don't want to do to make money. I never would do that. And the reason I became so successful in this sport is because I genuinely love it. Like, I love to do it. Like, if you're a bodybuilder, right, and you hate bodybuilding, are you going to be good? Like, you're not. Like, you're not going to. It's impossible. You need to love it, and you need to be part of you. So I genuinely love coaching people, and I like the competitive aspect about it. So, yeah. So anyways, my first business, we were selling like services and video games. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but it was good. I was making a decent amount of money when I was 16, 17, enough to buy a house actually with my my business partner, who ends up actually being my brother-in-law. He's been married to my sister now for 8 years, and they've been together since they were 12. So
you told
crazy.
You could trust him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extremely intelligent too. He was a perfect business partner.
Nice.
So we worked together in our basement for like 8 years together, just like side by side every single day.
That's crazy, man. Not much young guys are that focused on like business like that. Are you still into real estate now?
I'm actually right now. So I was gonna purchase like a couple apartments. So I have a lot of ideas because I don't right now. I'm making a good amount of money, but I want to get to like the $100 million mark one day. That's
man. Bam! Yo,
100 million.
bam! Yo, those are the people I like to fucking hang with, bro. Because if you don't say that shit, it's not gonna happen. You know what I mean?
I've always
why a lot of people haven't got it is because a lot of people don't want it, and a lot of people don't say that shit because they don't want it. They rather just hate on somebody who wants it and who is going for it. Man, yo, I fucking like this guy, bro. I like this guy.
So I've always got what I wanted because I think about it, and I just you figure out what you want, and then you figure out the path it takes to get that direction, right? So when you're a kid and you think, oh, I want to make 100K a year. Because I remember when I was like 14 or 15, my dad was making about that, and I was like, that's how much money I want to make. And then you make it, and you're like, okay, well, I want to make 200, and then 500, and a million, and then you get to a million, and you're like, okay, there's a lot more, because whenever you reach a certain milestone, it opens up a whole new world for you. Okay, you connect with different people.
See, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. It. You wanted to talk about some racial shit? Nah, man, fuck that. This is what we need to know. People want to make money. You gotta secure that bag, man. If you're not after that bag, I don't know what you're after, man. Straight.
Yeah.
Fucking rate this guy. Yeah.
So have you always had that? Have you always had that kind of mindset, or is that something that you feel like you
always?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, are you born you're not obviously raised in Montreal or Quebec because you said you don't speak French?
Born in
you were born in Montreal?
Very Anglophone and very like wasn't born in a rich family, like middle class.
So
like,
and you're
they're rich now, but they weren't rich before.
Yeah.
You were born in a neighborhood, I guess, that was predominantly English speaking, which is pretty rare, I think. In
very English.
Quebec. Yeah. So when you went to school, I guess you didn't pick it up, or you just weren't really surrounded much by French people?
I don't know. I went to an English school. Now I think you have to be in a French school, and we had like it wasn't like everything's French. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I remember when I went to Quebec, I didn't speak English, and man, was I like, they treat you like fucking dirt. I don't want to say not dirt, but like they just like I heard people speaking English, but then when I went there speaking English, they pretend they didn't speak English when I knew they did. You know what I mean? Sorry?
You're talking about Quebec City or Montreal?
Montreal.
Yeah, so Montreal isn't as bad. Quebec City is worse. Like I even get like
it's worse.
I get discriminated in Quebec City when I go there. Like
holy shit!
So I think like just because they can hear your accent.
Well, they know that he doesn't speak French, right?
Yeah, they can tell. But you know what's funny is I've been to France before a couple times, and they don't even discriminate against me there. And it's funny because the French is beautiful to listen to. Okay,
right?
It's beautiful language, but in Quebec it's disgusting. Like no offense. Not like,
it's almost like they speak with a ruder tone in their voice, right? Like they speak with like more rude tone in their voice compared to like actually in France.
In France, too, it's a little bit rude. It generally sounds like a rude language.
Now, is this more of a sorry, James? Is this more of a political thing? Like Quebec has kind of a negative tone towards the rest of Canada because they wanted to break off and start their own country.
I don't think it's
couldn't.
No, French culture. French culture. I'm not.
Okay. Okay.
Dad's actually French. Okay, so
okay.
Yeah, so I can say these things.
Right.
Oh, but like it's just a general French poor culture is just they're jealous. You know, they just I don't know. It's just a negative mentality, and not all of them, but I'm saying a large portion. Like if I were to categorize like lower middle class French people, very negative mindset. So this actually something else is, guys. I live in Montreal. Right now I have about 350 clients that I'm coaching at this time. Okay.
Wow.
15 of them are from Quebec. 15.
Yeah.
And I live here.
Yeah.
Because there's no money here. You can't. That's why businesses, they don't want to come to Quebec. There's so many language laws, and there's no money here.
Right.
Sorry, no, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna ask, how did you expand your business into the States?
Basically by just making pros and competing like that, and I feel like a lot of the top coaches are in their 40s, and it makes them have a great disadvantage with social media and marketing because they're just not as. I was brought up into this. I was born into this. You know, I've been marketing businesses since I was 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I know how to manipulate social media. I know how to, you know, like I make a joke that, you know, my marketing is even better than my coaching. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not real. Like my coaching is good, but my marketing is excellent. And like if you look at my Instagram pages versus like other coaches' Instagram pages, mine is a lot more clean. It's a lot more impressive. So you're gonna look down it and you automatically want to be, wow, you look on a page like, wow. And a lot of coaches, their pages, it's saturated with crap. You have to like filter through. And I'm a marketing expert in this, you know, in this situation. So
you sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so do you feel your page is more directed to, I guess, a clientele that, you know, wants to be coached? So basically your accolades, or is it more, there's not much personal stuff on there, I guess?
No, a lot of personal. I've been posting a lot of political stuff and stuff too, just so people see my personality, because I like.
Yeah.
I like people know my strong personality because they get attracted to that and they want to be led by a leader. But as far as actual page, very minimal stuff about me. It's mostly just my clients.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm in favor towards women because it's so weird because, in my experience, I don't know if this is for everyone, but a lot of men in this industry don't have any money. So they're not going to pay me $500 a month to coach. You know what I'm saying? And plus men too are a lot harder to coach because we have their ego. You know what I'm saying? It's harder to like listen to someone. Okay, do this, do this, do this. A girl is going to listen and they want to learn. A guy thinks they know more than you. A lot of the time, not always, but a lot of the time.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. Yeah.
A lot harder to coach a guy in my experience. Like there's no way the guys.
I find that anyone who's coachable and wanting to succeed will need to be coachable and will need to be a sponge.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like if you go with males or females, if you're stubborn and hard-headed and think you know it all, well, you already lost. So basically, for that reason, I guess you coach more females than males. Like you coach many males?
I coach about 20 guys maybe, but I don't really want to take more. But yeah, the thing is I've come and gone through so many guys, well, so many, maybe like 5 to 10, where they have Olympia genetics, but they have the brain of a squirrel. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
That's an issue. That's an issue.
So annoying because I'm like, dude, I have these guys that have shitty genetics, girls that have shitty genetics, and they work so hard.
That's
and you have genetics of a god, and you can't figure out the basics of anything. So
I find like most people who have that gift, they don't know what it's like to not have it and want it and work for it. That because it comes so natural sometimes that the heart and the fucking burning desire, the passion just is not there.
Yeah, that too. But then the ones who are at the top of the Olympia have both. You know what I'm saying? They have the brain power.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I know we're gonna discuss competition and prep and all that stuff to death. So I just want to skip back quick before we get lost into that. I interrupted you when you mentioned that you were still working. You still had some investments in real estate. You were looking at buildings.
So right now, commercial real estate is destroyed because everyone's going to online businesses. There's commercial. If you invest in commercial real estate right now, you're pretty screwed. Like I just went to a shopping mall. Half the stores are closed in there. You know what I'm saying? So if you own any big commercial real estate, any big, let's say like a strip mall or whatever, you're not having a fun time because your tenants are getting lost, right? They're closing down their businesses, and people are, so let's say like, okay, if you're just spent the last 4 months, right, working on, okay, you know what? Let me just diverge to a different situation right now. So you guys know Chris Galurian, right? Ludacris?
Yeah.
So
right.
I've been doing this online coaching now for 3.5 years. I got out of gyms completely. I've been working from my house.
Nice.
So yeah, so I spoke to him a couple of days ago, and he says, "Hey man, I'm only doing online coaching now. I'm never going back to the gym." And he's like, "This pandemic was actually, an eye opener for me because I realized that this is much better." I'm like, "Dude, I realized this 3 years ago." But sometimes it takes a situation, an uncomfortable situation, to put you in another situation so that you could realize things, right? So now he's not even going back to the gym; he's doing everything online. So these businesses that had to operate outside of, a general location, and they can, diverge to being able to work from home, they're realizing, wow, you know what? I have a lot less overhead, and I can do this at home. Why am I going to go pay 20 grand of rent a month to, So they realize these things that you can operate your business with a much lower overhead. So they're not even going to go back. So that's the problem, is people are getting comfortable with this online thing, and commercial real estate right now is going to get destroyed. But I think still apartment buildings are still going to be good. The property values are going to depreciate for sure because people don't have money, but people are always going to need a place to live. Yeah, so I think high-end real estate, residential real estate is going to be a good
residential.
Idea.
Yeah. Well, I know in the GTA prices for residential, like rent, has gone up a lot because a lot of people can't afford the mortgages. They get rid of their homes, and now they're going to be renting. So rents in the area has gone up, but in regards to residential real estate, it's a buyer's market big time right now because everything's dirty cheap.
Because we're just at the start. I was still a year. We're still at the start of this recession.
Right. Yeah. Apparently, I was
still waiting a year. Sure, I wouldn't be buying this.
Yeah.
But also,
I heard that.
So go ahead. No, continue, please.
The way I want to get to that $100 million mark is to keep building businesses, right? Because the real estate thing, when you buy real estate, you're buying a business. Okay, that's what it is. You're paying, to own a property, and then you collect rent. It's a business. So you have expenses, you have income, you have cash flow, whatever. But I'd rather, I like to build businesses. That's my forte. People think that you can just buy an apartment building and just, you're good to go. It's not how it works. It's very complicated. There's a lot of laws. You're able to get a property manager to help you a lot of these situations and, deal with it. But that's not just the end all. You know what I'm saying? You need to know, where you're buying it. Like there's so much I need to know. It's like almost like overbearing. Like I would have to spend like a year or two literally learning about this before I felt comfortable investing a few $1 million into, this type of, business. So people just, I'm just going to go buy real estate and that's how you get rich. No, that's how you get just poor. Yeah. Because anyone can go ahead and buy, a piece of real estate and, someone's going to sell it to you. The thing is you need to know what you're doing. So
it's really cool to
go buy real estate and you get rich. No, you have to know it's a very specific business. And when you start looking at these billionaire real estate gurus or whatever you want to call them, they fucking know a lot more than you, and they're going to be the ones taking your money. They're going to be the ones selling you these buildings. So it's a very intense business that you need to really get into before you start spending money on this shit, because that's where you're going to get killed. So I want to actually use my money to build other businesses, because that's how I want to do it. That's more of my passion, and not even necessarily just bodybuilding. I can do other things too. So
do you see yourself continuing to coach in the foreseeable future, or is there other ventures that you wanted to kind of get into and use that as your primary source of like income and career, I guess you could say?
It is my primary source, because first of all, I love it. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't do it. But the income, I'm not gonna how much I make, but it's a very big amount. So there's no reason for me to ever go away from something I love when I'm making a lot of money from it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe one day I really don't need to coach. I'll still probably coach, a few people just for fun, maybe a few Olympians or whatever. But I don't.
So you said right now you have 350 clients?
Yeah.
And do you have? Sorry?
Yeah, we're coaching like right now. Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm assuming that that's not all done by you. You have people under you coaching, so it's kind of like
here's
branch effect.
the thing is, there's a lot of the majority of these big teams. What they do is they have coaches under them. I don't believe in that because that okay, and that's also a big factor as to why I grew so fast is because people know that when they're joining my team, I'm making their diets, I'm peaking them. If let's say like Chris Aceto, right? He hires John Smith. Why would you want to get coached by John Smith? You want to get coached.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You want the real deal.
Yeah. It doesn't make I think it's a lazy business model, to be honest. Like maybe for lifestyle you can for lifestyle, yes, but for competition coach, man, it's very specific and yet it's and it's hard to train someone to be an expert at this. It's a very it's like a journey you have to go on by yourself and learn by yourself and get that eye. So you have you can by these 3 coaches on my team for competition prep. It doesn't make any sense because they should not be nearly as good as you. So why would you be using your name, and putting it on someone else who's not going to do as good of a job as you?
Right.
So let me ask you this question. So with 350 clients right now that you're coaching personally, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel like the more clients that you have, it impacts the quality of service that you're able to provide? Because 350 seems like a shit ton of clients. I feel like it would be a lot. Like there would be a lot of challenges there, right?
It's a ridiculous amount of clients, and if I was doing it all alone, it would be impossible. So the thing is, I still make the diets, I still do all the check-ins, but I have 2 other employees. One does the posing, so she deals with all that, and one of them does the sales, the inquiries, the initial emails. She answers all the annoying questions. Okay, so that is 80% of the work right there that this one employee does is all the annoying
customer service, basically.
She works. Jennifer Dory is the best customer service person I've ever met in my entire life. She is amazing. So whenever you build a business, you want to diversify the workload, right? So you want to put my posing coach. She's very technical. She's an engineer. She's very good. So I put her on the back lines. Jennifer Dory is extremely good at sales, extremely personable, every single person that's ever met Jennifer Dory likes her. So you want to have a person like that on the front lines, right? The business. So when the client comes into your business or they're interacting with a person who is very strong at customer service. So that's what I make her do. And that's what she's excellent at. And she's a huge, both my reasons why I'm
She does posing as well though, Jen?
No, she doesn't. No, she works 10 hours a day, deals with customer service and does that. So the thing is you want to keep growing a business, you need to get organized, right? You can't
absolutely be
all over the fucking place. So
especially with those numbers.
Yeah, exactly. And I could probably take on 3-4 times this amount. Still be good. And not product because I'll never take on enough where my quality goes down even by 1% ever. So my quality is the same as if, I was coaching 3 people. That's very important to me.
Is customer service just general Q&As, like the texts that a coach would get all day, or
yeah, types like that, yeah. But she is trained enough to be able to answer hey, can I swap this food for this food? Hey, can I do this? She doesn't deal with when I'm picking client for a show, they don't have a say. I tell the client exactly what to do. I change the diets. I decide what calories are on. I decide, everything, what foods they're eating, all this stuff.
So it's pretty much just the minuscule changes that she would be in control of, but anything more important that would be going through you.
Isn't anything, but she just gives them direction. So let's say, hey, do you have a glute exercise for my upper glute, or stuff things that she would know that she can answer that I don't have to do. So anything I don't have to do, I give to do to her. But yeah.
Let's say I'm a client. I sign up with you and your team, and I ask a question. But I paid you. I hired you, and I want you to answer the question. Do people know that that Jen is answering it, or do they think it's you? Or
the way it works is we have we do it on Facebook Messenger because it's just simplified, and we have a four-way group chat. So me, the client, Jennifer, and Jane. So it's very transparent with answering. And I respect Jen because she's top 5 of the Olympia. And
she's great.
Pushed people before, she's eligible, but she still doesn't manipulate the diets. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't decide the calories. So if a girl asks her, hey Jen, what before do you have an exercise for upper or outer glutes? Jennifer Dory's top 5 bikini Olympian. She knows how to train glutes.
For sure.
Yeah.
like stuff about their kid or hormonal or you know what I'm saying? Like she knows.
And so you have these like mini group chats on Messenger
Yeah.
with every client who has a question?
Yeah. No, we do like our check-ins weekly, and the group chats are me, the client Jennifer Dory, and my posing teacher Angeline. So it's a 4-way group chat with every single client. So we have like 3.
Oh wow. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how we function. So it's very transparent. I don't like pretend I have an email and then Jen answers everything. No, that's
okay.
Not,
okay.
that's
Cool.
So what would you say your biggest challenge is with coaching that many clients? Because I feel like a lot of coaches in the industry kind of cap it off at a certain amount. So what do you feel like your biggest challenge would be coaching that many people?
Good question. I don't know. Well, I think the big challenge would be dealing with different personalities. That's probably the thing. As far as like work, stuff like that, like we're so organized that we're able to, you know, get an extremely quality job done. That's why, like, when we had 27 athletes at a show and they all place, you know, it's not because we're diluting the product. It's because we're able to take on that amount of clients and we're able to, you know, perform well. So I don't.
Sorry, guys. That took me forever. I was trying to share Jen's page while we were doing all that talking about Jen.
Yeah,
That took me forever.
Yeah.
So how did you and Jen meet then? How did that partnership come about?
In 2018. I saw her backstage and we started like talking a little bit, and then she's like, I don't know, she like met one of my clients. She's like, how's James for coaching? And she's like, oh, James is great. And then we just started talking, became friends. And she's like, can you coach me for the show? And then we did it. We did like 4th place or something. Then a couple weeks later, we did Tampa Pro, came 2nd. And she just saw like how attentive I was and how much like I put into it. And she's like, this is ridiculous. Like whenever a bikini athlete joins my team, they're always like, I've never got so much attention to detail in my life.
That's really good.
Yeah. So second they join, they're like, wow, this is changing. But that's why we made the most pros in Canada the last like 2 or 3 years in a row. You know, that's why this year I have 5 bikini Olympians doing the Olympia, because we take it very seriously. It's not just like a cash cow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so was this, I'm assuming after Sean coached her, she jumped on board with you, I guess?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
A dispute or something in Vancouver. I don't know the specific details, and it's not really my place to get into it.
Right.
But she just felt like it was a good decision, and she obviously doesn't regret it to this day. So we've actually.
So that's where you guys met? Was backstage in Vancouver?
Yeah, Vancouver. Yeah.
Was that a pro show? Was that before she went pro or after?
No,
that's
yeah,
pro.
Turned her pro, and she came 2nd at that show in Vancouver.
I remember actually. I saw her backstage.
Yeah, she was. Sean's a good coach. There's no debate.
Yeah.
We had him on our podcast. Yeah.
And the thing is too, like, Jen's an amazing athlete. Like, regardless of, you know, who's helping her, not to discredit anybody who's helping her, she's gonna be crazy. I remember meeting Jen at a posing seminar in 2014 or 2015. Before, like, we both competed for the first time, and I remember seeing her, and I was with a friend, Darnell, and both of us sat right at the same time, like, well, she'll be pro this year. And like, it was like a few months later, she was a pro.
She's a machine. Crazy. Right now, we're doing Tampa Pro. 4 weeks. She's gonna win this show. She looks ridiculous. But this, oh my God, she'll do what, if I tell her to do 20 hours of cardio a day and eat nothing, she'll do it. I'm not even question it.
How is that looking right now with Tampa? I've seen news reports that Florida's cases are as high as Texas and this and that.
I think they're gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it looks like they're ready to make it happen regardless. I just brought up your page. Your page is very interesting. I'm gonna bring up a picture right here, and I want to talk about this smoking hot car you got.
Yeah, I thought it.
Your girl's hot too, obviously, but man, that's my dream car, man. How does she drive? That's crazy.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. The thing is with, you know, I don't know. It's funny because I was actually more excited to get my A6 like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Start like being able to, like, first thing, don't buy expensive cars unless you can buy them like 20 times over. Okay, because some people, they make like 100, even 200K a year, and you buy like an R8, you're a moron.
Yeah.
Your money. And the problem is with kids these days, or even people like in their 30s or early 30s, and they don't have a lot of money and spend all their money on a nice car like this, you are never going to car. I'm saying? And a car is a liability. It's not an investment.
Absolutely.
I bought this as a car for fun. But the thing is I didn't use all my money to buy this car because then I would have been that's the whole thing. So if you have to figure out if you want to just like, you know, live at like to be secure and mediocre, or do you want to get to an extreme, you know, an extreme number or place where you're able to, you know, have everything you want. It's very different to have, you know, a $200,000 car like this or a $30 million plane. You know what I'm saying? It's two different mentalities, two different people. It's two different, you know, groups of people that you're surrounded with. It's different. Everything. Your whole life is different. It's not the same.
What year is that car?
2020. It's brand new.
Nice. Nice.
Now, would you say that was? Now, would you,
I need a ride in that, man. I need
That's very dope. It's very dope.
Now, would you say that was your dream car, or is that why you got it, or you kind of had something?
You know what's funny? I don't even have any dream cars or anything. I don't like it's the more money you make, the less things matter to you, to be honest. Like it's just like when I was younger and I was making less, like these things would be like, oh my God, like you see a Lamborghini, you're like, I want one. And now I'm just like, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
You see the simplicity and everything, I guess, and it's not, things don't have the materialistic thing. Yeah.
Not as big a deal. Like when I drive around this car, I'm like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? People are like, oh my God, are you scared that if someone hits it and stuff? I'm like, dude, not really. First of all, I have insurance. Second of all, it's like, it's just.
I totally get it, and I totally.
No, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
I've always said too. I've always wanted my dream car so that I could go to Walmart in it and get steak.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's funny because, like, for an experience with myself, it's not an R8, but I had a Camaro for about a year, and I love the car. It was so nice. You feel good in it. It's a nice car. You feel, I guess, a sense of accomplishment. But then I got hit. I know this sounds weird, but thankfully I got hit from behind on the highway when I was at a standstill. The car got written off. It wasn't to the point where I got the money back from the insurance that I realized how much money I wasted. And I say wasted because I get the same, you know, getting from point A to B with a car that's a tenth of the price. Yeah. And it's like,
my dad is the opposite of me. Okay. He has a lot of money, but he lives like he's fucking poor. And I can't. I hate that. That's retarded. No offense. The thing is, he has a beautiful house. Everything is nice, but he drives like a $3,000 car, and he looks like a homeless person with his clothes.
Bill Gates is the same way, man. Bill Gates lives like that.
No, but you're gonna die. The thing is,
you're gonna die either way.
I know, it's true. It's true.
You're gonna die either way. I don't like that mentality. I don't like the mentality of dying with tons of money and you don't enjoy your life.
I know.
Doesn't make it. But the thing is, the other extreme is also terrible. Where people are like, "Well, I'm 20 years old. I might die so they buy Lamborghinis and shit and go into debt, and then you're just a moron." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You need to find an even playing ground where you're able to buy things with your means and what you can afford, but not overdo it and not underdo it. Because But the thing is, with my dad, he's very simple. He's extremely happy. You know what I'm saying? So things make different people happy, right? I'm saying, so some people are happy with a lot of things. Some people are happy more with family. Some people are happy, you know, blah, blah, blah. Everyone is happy with their own, you know, idea of happiness. And the thing is, Mike, you said something before, was the most important thing to me in the world is not money. It's be proud of myself. I want to be on my deathbed and be like, I accomplished everything I could have in my lifetime. That's what I want. If I died tomorrow and I could reflect on my life, I'd be like, fuck, that was a really good life. I didn't waste it. And that is super important to me. Super important.
I feel a lot of people have different motivations, different, you know, motives, I guess. For me, I wouldn't necessarily use money as a way to measure my success. However, me feeling a sense of accomplishment would be being able to get things that I want, and you obviously need money to do that. So it's like you said, finding that kind of fine line where you can enjoy your life.
Everyone has their own limitations, right? And not everyone could do everything. If I was looking at Michael Jordan and that was his success and I was comparing my success to his, I will be miserable my entire life because I will never be able to play basketball. Or Elon Musk, right? Elon Musk is going to Mars and all this shit. I will never be able to do these things. His bar is a little bit higher because he's motivated by different things. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we're both proud of ourselves for our accomplishments.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, and that's what it matters. You know, I feel like social media is an amazing tool, but I feel like one of the things that a lot of people tend to do is compare, and that could be a big downfall.
It could go either way. Like, I love your posts, and I love, like, when you post, like, especially when you posted out with that car, and you posted the car, but the focal point of the car wasn't the car. It was you and your girl, and that you guys
being
were
happy.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time,
the car makes me happy.
You got it. Yeah.
It's cool.
But, like, you gotta be motivated by people, and if you're not happy for someone else's success, then you're not gonna be motivated by it, and then you're gonna be a hater. You're just gonna be a hater. You're gonna look at that, and you're gonna be like, oh, why does he have that and I don't have that? When you should be looking at that and say, man, how do I do what he did? How do I work as hard as he did and get where he's going, man? So please keep posting that shit. I love it.
So the thing is, with your point you're saying there is, I've always had that mindset. I have never, ever looked down on someone that did better than me. I always wanted to achieve what they've achieved or more. So what's actually funny, when I was first starting in my first year, I would look up at Amber, okay? And I would be like, I want to be this guy. You know what I'm saying? And 2-3 years later, it's arguably I've surpassed it. You know what I'm saying? So he's a very good coach, but I used to look up to him. I remember I told my girlfriend 4 years ago, I'm like, I look how good he is. He owns all the Canadian clients, blah, blah, blah. You know, and here I am today.
Sorry. I just had the train of thought. Okay. So the one thing I totally respect about Amber is he cannot make, let's say hypothetically, if he doesn't make one more dollar in this industry, his ability to impact people's lives with his diverse way of thinking and his positivity is so elite that I think he'd help so many people. Even with that, even if he did, and I feel for that reason, he'll always be successful, even if he didn't take on one more client.
No matter what. It's actually very good. We've decided that we're very, very alike. So we have very similar personalities, me and him, but that's why we get along well. But yeah, the thing is back to your point of before of, you know, not hitting on people. I went to the kitchen yesterday and pumped my car, and I went inside to pay. The guy in there is about my age, right? And he's looking at my car. He's like, man, that's a nice car. What do you do? Blah, blah, blah. And he like asked me all these questions, and he asked me for my Instagram. He's like, you know what, man? I really like seeing people do good. And I told him, dude, that is the attitude you have to have. This guy's my age, $10 an hour. He could hate on me and be like, look at this fucking kid. His parents bought him this car.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I want to use this I want to get out of this shit job and be in that guy's position. Because money doesn't make you happiness, but it makes your life a lot easier.
Yes, for sure.
Don't have to worry about all this shit. The majority of things that cause relationships to break up or marriages to break up is financial issues.
Yes, I agree.
It's so important to have that security around you, because you're going to have a lot less stress. I can wake up tomorrow and go to fucking Italy. Well, I guess not with the traveling, but I'm just saying.
But I know what you mean. Yeah.
These little things make your life free. Money gives you freedom.
Yes.
Gives you freedom. That's what
no
you
arguing
want.
with that.
It's so important.
Yeah.
It doesn't make Go ahead.
So let me ask you this question. So obviously you're very successful at what you do, and you built a brand for yourself. Has there ever been somebody that you've been like, wow, I really look up to that person? And I know you mentioned Amber as one person, but would you say there was someone that, you know, you just really looked up to and you're like, I want to be like that person. I want to have
Gary
that
V.
kind of
In this industry? Or
in this industry or in general, really? Like,
I said no on the industry because our industry has like a cap, like bodybuilding.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
And if your aspirations are to be like hundreds of millions, it's not happening.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. I mean, I can make $10 million a year off this industry, but I think I'm capped at.
Yeah, for sure.
Like 10 million, that's about it. Unless I open a crazy supplement company, but it's too saturated right now. I wouldn't even do that.
Yeah.
But this industry, I feel like I'm already at the top, so I can't really look up to anyone. Anyone who's like at the top is like my peers, you know what I'm saying? So, but I need to.
Who are your favorite millionaires then?
What?
Who are your favorite millionaires then? Who do you follow?
Depends on what industry, but I really like I love Michael Jordan. His fucking mindset is amazing.
Dude, you obviously saw The Last Dance.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I think it's
ridiculous. Yeah, unreal.
His mindset is no matter what he did, he would have been successful.
Perfection. Yeah, 100%.
But just people that like that. I like. There's a new channel called Value Payment. Patrick Bet David. You know who it is?
No, but I've heard about Value Payment.
Guy, you need to watch. If you're an entrepreneur, I know you're an entrepreneur, and I see your posts. You need to watch this channel. Amazing guy. Came from Iran when he was 10 years old. His parents, he was raised in Inglewood, California. very poor neighborhood, shithole. Like you do not.
Yeah, it is a shithole.
Fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And he created $300 million. Okay, $300 million from nothing, dude. And he's extremely fucking smart. And he's just like very motivational, very like into entrepreneurial capitalism. Like he's just really. I look up to him.
You said Valuetainment. Is that the guy who does the interviews?
Yeah, yeah, but
he's great. Yeah,
he's
I heard a bunch of his stuff.
Interviews, and he started a little podcasting called Unusual Suspects. Really good, really good. But I don't really care for like all like the mob interviews and shit like that. I don't really care. That's for entertainment.
I watched them.
What was the name of the one that you were advising?
Unusual Suspects. It's good. It's on his Valuetainment page. He just started it. But it's him and two of his I'm pretty sure they're employees. They're all multimillionaires, but one of them is very like conservative, like religious. Fucking had one girlfriend he ever slept with. The other one is like a kind of like a partier. He's very like left wing, like kind of like he likes capitalism, but he likes this like socialist like idea, like they're like whatever. Yeah. So they're like. They come together at the end of the day, but they both have very different opinions. And he's like kind of like the intermediator, and like it's very good, very well done. And you're gonna learn a lot. It's all about the mentality. When you learn to think differently, your life is gonna change. That's the
absolutely. That's a very strong statement, and I agree with that.
It's all in the mindset. Like it's
the way you think.
Yeah,
and I know that because with myself, I've lived that, and I've you notice how things change and how the universe kind of starts to orbit around your goals when you're.
Oh, it is.
Thinking in a certain way, and you're putting in the work, and you even notice you start talking to certain people less and certain people more because you're changing, you gravitate towards it. So it's absolutely true.
No, you mentioned how finances make it easier in relationships and stuff, and you are in a relationship. We see you're in a relationship with the picture with the R8, and I also saw you went on a nice little dinner in the woods. Was there lots of mosquitoes? That was something that popped in my head.
Talk about this because they put a little machine on the table that I don't know if it makes sounds or what it or vibrations, but there was no mosquitoes.
Oh, that's wicked. So I wanted to ask, how do you manage your relationship, or is there ever any like jealousy with coaching all these women?
So here's my job is very hard for women to deal with, okay, because I talk to 300 women a day, some of them have crushes on me, it's the way it is when
it is, yeah.
If you're a coach and they're looking up to you, that's just what happens sometimes. It's general nature, you know what I'm saying? So so the thing with Hannah, my girlfriend, it's very hard for me to get a girl that's going to make me better, okay? Because usually they'll bring me down or they'll slow me down or whatever. And that's just, I'm 28 years old, you know what I'm saying? I can't have a woman that slows me down in my life because I have so much more I need to accomplish, you know what I'm saying? Mm. So that's why I was single for 2 years, because I couldn't girl that would really supplement me instead of it not necessarily make me better, but just even me out or just like keep me the same. Like that's what I can't have someone that brings me down. So my ex-girlfriend brought me down. Like she basically like hate my job, always like be like skeptical. Am I cheating on her? Am I doing this? Am I doing this?
Was it more of an envy thing though? Was she just envious that you were just raking it in and she wasn't maybe?
And because she was making a lot less money than me, and I was just like, dude, like, why are you not happy for me? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, why are you not happy for me? And like, you don't want to be with someone that comes home every day from work and they're miserable.
No,
you don't want to be,
it's contagious.
You cannot be
because it goes to like it comes on to you, right? I feel like
100% it does.
You cannot be miserable. So the thing is with Hannah, my girlfriend now, she loves my job. She never my phone. I never go through her phone. We've been together for 8 months. We haven't had one argument. It's ridiculous. Awesome. It's the easiest. The best thing about this relationship is it's easy. Okay, it's
successful relationships are supposed to be.
We don't argue. We're always laughing all day long. We always get along. It's just so simple. And awesome. She just like the thing is she doesn't have she has a strong personality, but she does a lot for me. She understands that I bring most of the money to the table. Right? She's going to be working under me as a personal trainer. I'm going to help her build a business, but she helps me. She cooks my food. She does the shit for me. And at the end of the day, I help her back. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
it's a team.
It's a team.
Yeah,
like
100%.
We support each other. Like she does things I need her to do, and I do things
you bring each other up.
Do you think there's a big difference being with someone who's come into the relationship knowing that you're busy and successful versus someone who may have been like around as you've been kind of got more busy and more successful?
Good question. I mean, maybe like, I'm not going to say it changed, but maybe I didn't have the same amount of time, but I'm very good at time management. I always make time. There's never like, Hannah's never like, oh, you don't make enough time for me. Like, no, I have like priorities and I make sure to do everything that I need to do. So I don't.
How do you manage it? Is there like a shut off time, like, okay, after 9?
No, never.
Okay.
Never.
So it's just as you go and you just.
Yeah, I don't believe in that. I work every day, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
But I'm not here working 10 hours a day. I can scatter, like, let's say like I haven't done my check-ins yet today. It's 3 o'clock. I'll do them right after this. You know what I'm saying? So I the thing about working for yourself is you're not on a set schedule. Like I can do diets at 4 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it doesn't.
That's me.
Yeah, no, but that's what I do too. I make my diets at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Like
When
it's
you're
not
done
like,
all your shit for the day.
so if I want to go to the gym now, I can go and do my check-ins later.
Yeah.
The important thing is the clients are being answered every single day. They don't wait 20. They don't.
So hold on. Do you have all your clients check in at the same time, like 350?
No,
okay.
that's
so you have like, I guess you have certain days at certain times.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they can message me whenever they want, whenever. I don't believe in restrictions of putting clients on like a time schedule. Like you're going to get some fucking annoying clients, okay? Especially when you have a big, but I filter them out over time. Like right now my clientele, like my roster is very good. There's not really anyone annoying. And I feel like if your price is very high, like my price is, I think I for sure charge the most in Canada. It's pretty expensive. But I mean, the thing is you filter out the people that are not serious and you filter out the people that are, generally going to be like annoying or doing it for the wrong. If you're paying that much money, you're doing it because you want to win and you're doing it because you want to follow a damn diet.
Yeah.
I mentioned before.
And you're on a coach and not fucking follow a diet. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
For the new bikini athletes that are listening, are you available? Do you have availability now? Yes, you said that already. You could do double. And how much is the charge for?
It's not. I'm not gonna say it's a person-to-person basis, but I don't generally like to just talk about like how much I charge it. You have to inquire and then we like discuss it because it depends on the person's goals and stuff too.
Consultation.
Right.
Yeah. I still do free because I'm not gonna I give everyone a chance just to see like we can get along and stuff. But
that's best. I think.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm gonna share your page because you got a lot of great athletes on here, and I know our viewers want us to get into the nuts and bolts. This is shooting the shit. So if you're open, we can talk about open bodybuilding stuff. If you're
we can talk about. I know a lot about open bodybuilding too. So
okay, cool.
So do you coach any? I mean, I already asked if you coach guys. You said yes, but what categories mostly? Is it like more of a physique or do you do bodybuilding as well?
I made pros, but I haven't made a classic pro. I haven't made a
bodybuilding
pro, but I made a men's pros.
So let's talk about one of your bikini transformations I have up here. You got a 2-year glute transformation. I've seen a lot of great glute transformations on your page. Is it okay if I ask, is this a natural transformation or
Branden? Whoa.
Clients are natural on what are not natural. Because then if I say then, she's not natural, then you're gonna assume the other ones are.
Right.
Or vice versa. But this thing is, there was this girl, she was starting when she was 18 and she didn't really train.
Okay.
So, yeah. So like
that definitely can be done naturally, absolutely.
Because when you first start training, you grow a lot. If she was on training for 4 years, like it was never happened naturally. But since
you can even see in the before picture, like the glute structure is there. She has like like a full. You can see the cut in the under glute, and like that she does have a bubble, glute, and then you could see in the after picture. Obviously, it's just enhanced. So she does have some good genetics.
As far as actual like supplementation and steroids or whatever, I never use steroids for girls ever. I'm very big on SARMs. Oh
really? That's interesting.
Very big. And the thing is a lot of these coaches, they don't use SARMs. They don't believe in it. They'd rather Anavar shit like that. I'm not into that. I'm new school. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is I know how to use them properly to get the best results. So I'm not saying all my girls are on SARMs. By far, they're not. And obviously I made a bunch of natural pros, but I don't use Anavar. I don't use shit like that. Because I don't want to really give away what I use or what I don't. But I'm saying for my preference, SARMs, if used correctly, are much better for women.
Yeah.
Men, I'd rather
not so
use
much. Yeah.
Off topic or on topic, I don't know, but this is crazy right here. Can you
She's
guys?
competing in a week.
Okay, like wow, that's impressive, man.
Yeah.
You definitely have the formula down. You definitely.
Oh no, I know bikini very well.
Yeah, you definitely know the look.
Yeah. I love
hate
bikini.
when I see like coaches with bikini girls and they look too soft. You know, they don't look like they have that conditioning. Just because
it depends. You need to. There's too much and there's too little. You know what I'm saying? So you need to be able to nail it flawless. You got to know bikini very, very well because it's complicated. It's not just like, oh, glutes. Like when you first get into bikini, you're like, oh, they just have to have nice glutes. So much more than that, and it takes like a very specific glute shape and all that stuff too. Like it's not, and just like structure, symmetry. Like when you start talking to these Olympia judges, it's not just simple. Okay, build your glutes. It's not how it works.
Yeah.
A lot of it goes into the posing. A lot of it goes into, all these things. Like, it's very important.
Here's another top Olympian that is always in the talks. She's actually dating Flexitron.
I love Sean Rody. He's the best.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm actually descendant of Flexitron, named by Sean Rody himself. Yeah, I have video and everything, man. Ask him. That's my big bro.
No way. Really or what?
Yeah, I know. For real, man. For real.
He's one of my good friends. He's really nice, man. I like him a lot.
Yeah, man. Ask him. Tell him Jay Elite said what's up. He'll tell you. That's my little brother, man. Straight up. I met him through John Della Rosa, who's like another like good. Awesome.
Yeah, I like him too. I met him before.
But like, man, like you have the formula down pat. Like,
the thing is, what's funny is with a formula, it's not necessarily I have I don't want to say a template, but I have like an idea of like what to do with everyone. Yeah. And the fun thing is that every body is different. So there's not necessarily like A plus B equals C. That's not the formula. It's every body's different, and you have to be able to cater everyone. So I'll give you an example. Like, that girl you just pulled up before, and she's a week out, like the one that was up there. So she's a week out right now, and she's on 4,700 calories. Okay, a day.
Whoa,
it's and no cardio. It's ridiculous.
Right?
How?
Tina Marie.
She's an extreme ectomorph. So the thing is it's very hard to keep her full. So a client like this, an extreme ectomorph bikini athlete, it's very easy to get them lean, but it's very hard to peak them because you can spill them, or they can if she comes in flat, she's gonna look like shit. There's no other way around it.
Wow, she's got an impressive core, shape, structure.
Yeah, everything's beautiful. Yeah, I think she should win this show. I think we'll see.
Yeah.
No, so is that just for like peak week that you have her eating that kind of food?
Yeah, she was on about 2,600.
That's still a lot. I feel for
it's ridiculous. Yeah. It's ridiculous, dude. These ectomorph bikinis eat more than bodybuilders.
That's insane. That's insane.
You know what's funny is the ones that are 40 to 50 years old ectomorph bikinis eat even more than these ones. I don't know what it is when they get older.
Yeah,
they I think it's like the skin too. The skin gets thinner, and they're just able to eat a lot more. Like I have 50-year-old bikinis on like 4,000 calories, and they're hungry.
So do you feel like it's easier to coach someone like that, or do you feel like it's easier to coach somebody who
these ones are going to get to the top easier for sure?
Because they don't have to suffer as much.
Sorry,
because you feel like they don't have to suffer as much to get in shape.
It's a lot easier mentally. It's a lot easier mentally. Like she can do 25 shows in a row, and dude, she's like force feeding herself in peak week. Like it makes no sense. Like she to get lean, she's just lean. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the thing is her posing needed a huge. We changed all of her posing. We changed her suit. We changed everything like that. We changed just her structure a bit more. Like she looks 20 times better than she did like last show. And she's one of the athletes. She joined my team after she turned pro, and she said it is unbelievable the difference that she had with my coaching and like how it made such a huge difference. Because it's not just like a pro can like coach themselves. That's not how it works. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like it's very like some can, but generally you need an unbiased view and guidance to be able to get you to a higher level. Because it's very hard to look at yourself in the mirror, and be objective. So
yeah. Oh wow, this is crazy conditioning. I'm gonna play this video.
Yeah, it's actually too much conditioning. I fucked up there. So that's a mistake I made.
Yeah, I know. I was noticing, but you recognize that, and that's the most important thing, right?
Yeah, I learned. But the problem is with this show. So I feel she did a show 2 weeks before, and I felt like her conditioning was perfect.
Yeah.
And the judge said she needed to be leaner, and I was like, oh, I don't think so. So I brought her leaner for the R8, then she was too lean. So it's annoying, but That's what. But it's still, it's still like, look, here, press that picture on the bottom, right?
This one?
Yeah.
With the
So that was a show she did 2 weeks before, the one in the blue. That's
Okay.
perfect bikini conditioning.
Yeah.
That's perfect bikini conditioning. And they said she was too soft. And I was like, dude, I don't know.
Who, Sandy?
So,
No,
so
not
which
Sandy,
one was the
no.
first one? Was that the one where they said she? That's not the one where they
No.
said she.
Those are older pictures. Those are older
Oh,
pictures. But
okay,
I'm saying,
okay. Sorry,
no,
I thought
I
they
said,
were.
well, it wasn't. I don't want to say it was judges. They're still very good judges, and that's their opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I kind of disagree with that judge, and I was like, dude, I don't think that she, is too lean, but then or is too soft.
But that's
then
after coach. That's a good coach. You go back to the judge. You take their opinion. You bring it back to your athlete with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
No,
but the thing is, like, if you're a bikini coach, you want to be talking to Sandy, you want to be talking to Bill, you want to be talking to Tyler. These people know, or Becky, they know freaking bikini damn good.
But dude, the thing I find hardest as a pro athlete in the IFBB is that certain judges like certain looks. So one judge might say something, but if you go back to another judge for that same show with this judge's criteria or feedback, that might work against you. So dude, that's what I found. And I mean, I know it's the same for even bikini. If let's say Sandy judges a show and she says, I want this, it's better off to go back to her, the next show that you want to do that's going to be judged by her. Because if you go to the next,
You're right, but at the Olympia level, it's very close to judges.
Well,
they're very good.
No. At the Olympia, it's different because usually Steve and Sandy right in the middle, right?
Yeah, so, but even all the other judges on the sides are pretty damn good. Like,
yeah.
Dude, I'm very impressed with the IFBB judges because it's pretty damn consistent. It's pretty damn consistent. The problem is there's some national judges that are very weak. Like Rudy is fucking good. He knows bikini. We agree on almost everything. There's Rudy. That's funny.
There's the man himself right there.
Rudy is the best bikini judge in Canada by a mile. There's no one even close.
He's got the eyes.
Yeah, he's got the eye for bikini. He does. We agree on almost everything. So, but there's some judges that are not very strong. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. If you don't study, like, I could judge a national show or a pro show very easily for bikini, and nail it. But
dude,
the thing is,
honestly, for me, it's harder to judge bikini. Also because I'm not in it so much.
Yeah, you got to be in it. Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like it's funny because for bodybuilding, dude, I could pick out the smallest shit. But for bikini, I'm like, they kind of look really similar, especially on an Olympia stage. There's fine differences, but it's like, I mean, an eye like yours would be better than mine 100% for bikini. But you just need that, I guess, experience to really be able to fine tune the really small things.
The thing is when I started coaching bikini, or when I started looking at bikini 4 years ago at the Olympia, I was like, they literally all look exactly the same. What the fuck are they looking at? You know what I'm saying? I was like, they all look exactly the same. I have no idea. Like, is it the hottest one that wins? Is it whatever?
Yeah.
But then when you start getting into like the small details, it's a very big. I could pick the winners out easy. Like it's not.
That's me with bodybuilding, but not so much with bikini.
I guess it just takes time and the right eye to kind of be able to tell.
If you ask your mom, right, which bodybuilder looks better, and there's
oh my god, dude, she says they all look the same. Yeah, exactly.
They all look the same.
Yeah.
Would you say that there's a specific way that bikini girls need to train?
You train like a bodybuilder, but you be very cautious of your core. So, hypertrophy training is the best for sure. Just like you need to build muscle mass. So
high volume.
You can train an hour a day and be fine. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be there 4 hours a day.
When I mean high volume, I don't mean in the duration of time. I mean,
you mean like the reps? No,
reps or sets because I find
you can
like
do
a lot
3 to 4 sets, 8 to 15 reps. It's a bodybuilder training. It's bodybuilding. I wouldn't necessarily do like standard deadlifts and big exercises because you're gonna make your waist thicker.
Compound. Yeah.
More you can do squats and shit like that, but you want to generally focus more on isolation. That's gonna be better for structure.
Mm-hmm. And it's chest. Do you have the girls do chest?
No, never.
Especially with implants, that could backfire.
Yeah, it separates them. It separates the implants. It makes them wider, and there's no reason you're not judged on your chest. It's
even the girls that don't have the implants,
never.
Would you give your honest?
It takes away from your shoulders too, so I don't.
Right.
But how about from like a fundamental? Sorry, Jay. What about from a fundamental standpoint of just the structure of the physique? Never mind muscle. You wouldn't recommend, I don't know, like on a shoulder day to just do things that will help with the structure of the chest?
If this was a functional sport, then yes. But it's an aesthetic sport. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So it doesn't matter. Like if it was CrossFit, yeah, because you want to have also, but we're trying to look the best we can. And training your chest isn't going to do anything for you.
Yeah.
And especially a lot of these girls have implants, and it separates the implants.
It does. I know.
You don't want to do that. So yeah, there's definitely
I find it's a very hot topic because a lot of people are like, well, you know, it could backfire maybe if I completely avoid chest training 100%. But like you said, it is true. It's judged based on it's a cosmetic, you know, sport. So it doesn't.
Ever been a bikini athlete that one could had a better chest? Okay, like chest muscle. It doesn't exist.
But no, I know, but I wasn't really saying it from that point of view. It's more so from a functional aspect. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's
like
not...
if having like maybe a chest with a better internal development or structure would help with maybe the delts. But I mean, a bikini,
something like that too.
Yeah, posture. Yeah, of course.
I mean, I don't know. For an aesthetic point, I don't really know. None of my pros are
Would you say that implants have a direct reflection of placings for a girl who doesn't have implants?
Is people say no, okay?
That's why I asked you, because I knew you would.
Yeah, that was a question that was on my mind too.
It's true to an extent, and I actually made a very good post about this, and I got like a zillion shares. And I spoke to all the top judges about it, okay? Sandy says it makes no impact at all. And I agree to some extent because Laura Lee and Jennifer Dory placed 4th and 5th at the Olympia without implants, okay? So 4th and 5th at the Olympia in bikini have no implants as of last year. Jen just got them. So you can definitely become a top Olympian with bikini. But the thing is, it depends on your structure, okay? If you have a very long torso and a flat chest, it looks weird.
Yeah.
Look complete. And Jennifer Dory, I even sent a video to a very high Olympia judge of Jennifer Dory, and they're like, dude, and I'm like, dude, the implants made a huge difference on her. He's like, I see it. Like, dude, it's funny because she just sent a check. She sends a check-in every day now, 4 weeks out. And I was like, your shape right now is ridiculous. Like, it's so curvy and like feminine. And so, like, she was very good before, but the implants definitely make a huge impact on her shape. They do. There's no, it's an aesthetic, like, you can get away with turning pro with no implants, no problem. But it also depends on your genetic structure. I have, I'm not going to name names, but I have a girl who's trying to turn pro and she has no implants. And she's very tall. I think she's like 5'9", and she has a very long torso. Okay. She's never, her body just aesthetically, when you look at it without implants, there's something missing.
It's like a giraffe.
Yeah, but there's something missing to complete her physique. She needs more chest in front of her shoulders to match her legs. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like a woman needs tits to be complete. That's what I'm saying. But from an aesthetic standpoint, the point of bikini is symmetry. The upper body needs to match the lower body.
Especially from the side, right? Like you see nice glutes, and then if it's flat, it doesn't balance.
Exactly.
So would you say that's something that's more individualized then, based on the person? Because I feel like with some people,
it makes no fucking difference, to be honest. Like Laura Lee, you would never tell. It doesn't, like, if Laura Lee got implants, it would make zero impact on her physique, I feel. Like, or very.
So wait, right now she has no implants?
No, she has no implants.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
But with Jen, it made a huge difference. She was able to get to the top 5 Olympia without them. But which is amazing. But if you compare her pictures now to when she was on stage, dude,
that's what I was just trying to find. I was just trying to find that, but
you're blind if you say there's no difference. It's a boss. There's a huge difference.
But I feel like, don't you feel that it would make a positive difference for almost every athlete? Like there'd be no situations where necessarily backfires unless they were too big. But let's say moderately speaking, you look like a stripper almost.
Yeah, it would definitely not negatively impact any athlete if they had them in a proper size. But if they're too big, like, it looks stupid. You throw off your proportion. You know
of course.
Like, if you have 700 cc's and you're fucking 5'2", like, you're not gonna.
Then the tits are bigger than the glutes, and then it's looks like you're gonna fall over.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all about proportion, and it definitely can help a lot of athletes. But it's not like I have. Let me think. I think I made like 12 bikini pros, something like that. And I think like maybe half of them didn't have implants or something, or at least like.
It's good.
Doesn't really. I'm not worried about it. If they have the best structure, they're gonna win regardless.
Yeah, I agree.
So would you say it's something that you convince the girls to do a lot of the times? Like, it's just you kind of leave that up to them.
Do they even ask you?
Yeah,
I feel like they would have their own mind made up about it.
I showed one girl that said she wanted to turn pro, and I coached her for like 3 or 4 years, and I'm like, I need to be honest with you. And she realized it too, because she compares the pictures to other girls. I'm like, the way your body is structured is just you reach your maximum potential. Okay.
Yeah.
You have a lot of muscle mass you can possibly have. Your conditioning is perfect. You're pretty, and everything is shaped properly. But you're gonna need the implants to get further to complete your shape. Because as a bikini athlete, what can you do, right? You can be as pretty as you can be. Get the best food, get the best posing, best conditioning, and as much muscle mass as you can. You're capped. It's not a bodybuilder. Bodybuilder get bigger, and leaner. You know what I'm saying? But it's easy to cap a bikini athlete, and then you need to see what else can you do. So she's came like first, second place at nationals like 3 or 4 times. Yeah. But she always but it's not just the implants too; it's the structure too. Her waist is a little bit bigger. So if you have like a kind of a bigger waist and you have a flat chest and it's long, it doesn't look aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a guy with a big waist, you know what I'm saying, and he has small chest and big arms, it looks weird. It's not specific. It's like guys for everyone. It's an aesthetic sport. It's the way it is. You know what I'm saying?
From everything that I'm hearing and talking, would you say that your eye for your look is the best part about your coaching? Or most unique part, I guess, because I feel like diets and cardio is diets and cardio as much as it gets.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, every really good coach has a really good eye for the category. Like, Chris Cito has a much better eye for bodybuilding than I do. Like, I have a good one compared to the average. Like, it's pretty damn good, but it's like Chris Cito was like next level. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example. But yeah, for my bikini coaching, eye is very, very strong, very strong. So the thing is you need to know. The thing is with coaches that are decent to lower quality, they bring in athletes too lean, not lean enough. Their posing is weak. You need to know exactly how the posing needs to look, because it's very like my posing teacher is the best in the world on my team, and she only exclusively coaches my team. So I had that great advantage, and I learned a lot from her. So that's a huge advantage we have, because there's no other coaching. There's no other posing coach in the world that's better than her. So it's just the way it is. She's the best. Angelina, she's an IFBB pro, but she's like aerospace engineer. She's very technical. It's just she's beyond ridiculously good at teaching posing. Like she's
So if I'm a bikini athlete and I want posing tips from Angelina, I have to go through you basically. So I have to be part of the team.
Yeah. So it's good.
Cool.
Smart.
Good marketing.
But that's every goddamn pro card in Canada for bikini, because we kill everyone here. It's just like the way it works. Like we have the best like girls, and we have the best posing. We have the best like last year at Toronto Pro, 6 out of the 8 of the overall bikini girls were my girls, and they're all in the 6 in the middle. You know what I'm saying? So we have like a monopoly over the bikini girls here, and like there's like a few outliers, like 1 or 2 girls that like maybe will get in. Like I think last year only like 1 girl went pro or mine or something. Yeah, I think like 1, but that's about it out of like 5 or 6. So I'm saying like it's gonna happen where I don't have like a very strong group in a show. But I mean, generally we have a very good like hold on it, like because it's just like back like 2 or 3 years ago, I would put myself in an athlete's shoes and be like, if I wanted to be the best, which coach would I go to? And the answer wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? So you need to get to a level where I'm like, if I was a bikini girl, who would I go to? And now I know I would go to myself for sure. And the girls sense that. They know, they see the results. They see like if a coach is getting all the pro cards every year, over and over at every single show, winning I can't remember if it was 28 or 33 bikini overalls in a row at shows without a gap. I think it was like 28 bikini overalls at back-to-back shows. It's ridiculous.
So you've never competed before yourself?
No, you know why? Because I think it's a bad marketing idea. So I was actually going to initially, and then I have really, really good leg genetics, but upper body is shit. Okay. I'm objective with that. I could see I don't have potential to turn pro. I don't. First of all, to turn pro as a bodybuilder is extremely difficult. Okay. Yeah. You need very good genetics, and I don't have round muscle bellies. I don't have a genetic structure to turn pro. So the only thing I could do is maybe win a regional show, if that. And that's about, no matter how hard I fucking try, I'll never become a pro bodybuilder. I just won't. I don't have this.
I think you're the first coach that we've had on that wasn't actually like in competing because of their love for competing. You're actually, sorry, in coaching because of their love for competing. You're actually in coaching because of your love for coaching.
Yeah, I love coaching. Like, just for example, like for like, let's say like a lot of the top coaches never competed before or not even pro. Look at them. Chris Aceto, not even.
Chris Aceto was a really good natural bodybuilder though. He's an outlier.
But he's not pro. Hani Rambod is not pro. I don't even know if, I think he competed.
Patrick Tour, he's my coach. He's not a pro.
Yeah. All the top bikini coaches never competed or aren't pro. I know none of them are pro, but I think most never competed. So I was 4 or 5 years ago, I was gonna do a show, and then I was like, dude, what am I doing? Why am I? So I just did a photo shoot instead. I got competition lean, and I was like, I'm just gonna have this picture for my transformation picture because that's more impressive than being like, hey, if you asked me this question, hey, have you ever competed before? I said, yeah. How did you do? I came third at a regional show. That looks bad.
It's not good for business. I can see that.
I'd rather just be a nerd and you judge me based on my clients and not me.
Yeah.
That's a really good way of thinking.
Yeah. That's good.
That's cool.
That's what I'm like, am I doing something that's going to hurt my business or make it better? And me competing, first of all, it's going to take away from my clients. Second of all, I'm not going to become a pro. There is no general benefit at all. So I said, fuck this. I'm just going to do a photo shoot and not go on stage to not be, because then those pictures are there forever. And you kind of don't look that good. Yeah. Even if you have like a shitty structure or whatever, like my structure isn't that bad. Okay. Like it's not that bad, but it's not good enough to turn pro. And if I want to turn pro, I maybe could, but I have to train 12, 15 years. So I would have to commit so much fucking time to this. And I would probably I would not be a coach because you can't, it's very hard to compete and coach people at the same time.
Yeah. It is. Are you into it? Like, do you work out regularly for yourself?
Yeah. Hey, I'll never, like, I'm a bit fat right now because of quarantine, but I mean, I train every day. Like, I'm not, like, it's like, I stay healthy. Like, I get my blood work.
Not like Chris Aceto eating, like, one top ramen meal a day.
That's awesome.
My girlfriend cooks me healthy meals every single meal, but I don't follow a diet. You know, she has a 6-pack all year. She does cardio every day. She's like really fit. But for me, I just like, I enjoy my life. I'd rather give everything into my clients instead of like, there's no reason for me to diet and get lean all the time. To look good, yeah, I agree. I need to be a bit leaner than I am right now.
Fuck that, you drive an R8. You don't got to do shit to look good.
Yeah.
You look good, bro. You always see it in the movies, right? The big Italian guy, and he's got all the girls because he's got all the money. That's all that matters.
Do you coach your girl? Do you coach Hannah?
Yeah. I think
How's that experience?
I was gonna ask that.
Dude, it's so easy. She's so easygoing. It's so easy. Like, it's funny. I coached one girlfriend 3 years ago, and like she won overall or came first, and then we broke up because it's just a very hard relationship. But Hannah is the easiest girl I've ever dealt with in my life. It's so
that's good, very good.
Like, I'm not coaching you. I had a bad experience. She's like, come on, and then I did it. And she's just like, so simple. You know what I'm saying? She does what I have to do, and that's it. It's easy.
So do you have to like take the coaching hat off sometimes, and put the boyfriend hat on, and then take the boyfriend hat on? And put the
She's worse than me. She's like, I don't want to cheat. We're not going to restaurants. Dude, she wakes up every day and does her fucking hour and a half of fasted cardio. I didn't even tell. I'm like, do 30 minutes. Like, I'm doing an hour and a half. I'm like, whatever. Like, she's not hard to coach her. She does. Yeah. She'll never stray from diet. Like, I don't even like.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I have to force her to go eat a cheat meal. Like, seriously. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. So that's good. So she's very coachable in that sense.
Easy. And she like.
Well, dude, that's a very good positive influence on you because it'll even keep you in check when you're like, damn, this girl's busting her ass on the treadmill. Okay, let's have a good breakfast.
If you want to die, she's like, come on, we got to go to the gym. You look fat. I'm like, oh, fuck, okay.
Before we get too lost in it, really thanks for coming on here. But our viewers will kill us if we don't go over like peak week. Let's talk a little bit about peak week. What are you like? Keep it simple, same thing you were doing all week, or is it like very scientific backstage?
So I'm not gonna tell you exactly what I do, but I'll give you a few key points.
Of course, yeah.
That people that don't understand. Okay, don't use different foods that you haven't used all prep. So if you've been eating clean, I know you guys have for sure all dieted before. If you dieted very strict for 6-7 weeks and you eat a protein bar, how did your feels
Like
fucking
bloat.
terrible.
Yeah.
Your body will reject it.
So why would you are so dumb? Like coaches too, like you eat clean for 12 weeks and then you have a hamburger and fries the night before the show. Why?
Yeah, I disagree with that.
I've heard horror stories about that.
Dude, you risk everything on the line for stupidity. It doesn't. You need to keep the same. So, but let's say like you're a bodybuilder or a bikini athlete, you're having hamburger cheats every week, then you can have a hamburger before the show. But you can't just throw in food your body hasn't been eating all prep. It does not make any sense. That's the number one biggest mistake I think people do. As far as water manipulation and stuff, like, do you generally want to keep it pretty even? If you start fluctuating water too much, you're gonna fuck with your electrolytes, and you don't want to have an electrolyte balance because then you're gonna look flat or you're gonna look depleted or you're
gonna cramp.
Yeah, so a lot of people like water load and stuff like that, and I used to do that too. I learned it's not the best method for bikini because you're flushing out all the electrolytes, you're flushing out all the sodium, you're throwing your body off, you're throwing your balance off, and you need to have very steady. Here's the number one thing with peak week. Okay, you want control. If you have no control, you set yourself up for failure. So do things that you have control over, that you know the result is going to be. So if you're throwing, I think I maybe 1 out of 50 times would use a diuretic on a bikini, like very minimal. And some coaches throw diuretics at every single bikini. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid because you don't know the end result, what that's going to be. Diuretics can ruin people easily.
I feel like with a lot of bikini girls, some of them, I feel like personally, diazides are too much. I don't know, maybe a very small, like a half.
Like
again, depending on the athlete, but I know it's
like actually, for real.
I know.
Aldactone?
Yeah, aldactone is a lot more popular with bikini girls for that reason.
I used aldactone once in any bikini girl.
No, diazide.
Use like 1/8 of diazide, maybe like once every like 50 girls. Like swear to God.
Yeah, 1/8.
Yeah. You know, the only other person I've heard use like diazide like that is Chris Aceto.
I know.
And Jose said that he would like take like a little piece of a piece of a piece and then give him like the wrapper it came in.
The crumbs. Yeah.
20th.
Yeah.
On too, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't rely on diuretics. That's stupid. And keep everything pretty moderate and don't do random cheats. Don't have sugar. Don't have fucking random foods you haven't eaten. Don't have lactose. People are going age. What are you doing? You haven't had lactose in 14 weeks. Why are you putting lactose in your body on show day?
Yeah, I agree.
General things like that. Keep it simple. But you need to also, it's not just a carb load. You need to understand which competitors, like yesterday, my bikini girl that had 4,700 calories, we had about 160 grams of fats. Like, that's a lot.
Wow, yeah.
That's a fuck ton of fats.
Yeah. That's like Breon Ainsley fats.
The problem is, if I just feed her up with carbs, she's going to burn through them. You know, the fats help stick. They help give her a much fuller look. And some people need more fats than carbs. Some people need more carbs than fats. Some people don't need to carb load at all.
Yeah.
I don't even not carb load them. I starve them all the way to the end in peak week. They always have a full, hard look. Why am I going to carb load someone that already looks full and hard and ready?
Yeah.
It doesn't make them off. So that's why bikini is so fun because, coaching is so fun because everyone has different bodies and everyone needs different things to be at their best. There's no one template fits all. That's not how it works.
No, of course not.
You ever see stress?
I'll just get bored. You know what I'm saying? So
do you ever see stress play a factor in how much food you have to feed a girl before a show?
the thing is we can't actually specifically point that it's stress related, right? We can say, oh, he's holding water because of stress, or oh, stress ruined your. Can you prove it for a fact? No.
Yeah, you just know that you're holding water.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it happened
for another reason.
Yeah, you don't know if that's a specific reason. You know what I'm saying?
But,
so I mean,
another thing that I feel a lot of coaches have to look out for, especially on a pro level when you're traveling and on a plane for, you know, however many hours prior to the show, it's important to get there, you know, X amount of time, depending how long your flight is.
At least 3 days before.
Yeah. Because a lot of guys fly out like the day before, and I'm like, why? Get there with ample time so your body could adjust, especially if you're flying, you're doing, you know, Arnold, Australia, or you're going to, you know, wherever, Asia. Like, you got to get there and allow your body to.
Horror stories. I've had guys too, but I've had Dorian Hamilton. He's one of my good friends. He's like, dude, I have guys that like fly in and they have no food. They bring nothing with them.
Yes.
Retarded. Why are you
set yourself up for a disaster?
Why? Failure. I don't like. It's just that's why I don't like coaching guys. So a lot of guys like they're not prepared. The guys I have right now, every single one of them is on point. Okay, they're all not retarded. Let's just use that word. Okay, they all follow the plan. They all bring their food. They know how it works. The thing is, like with stress and stuff too, if you don't have your food and you don't, you set yourself up to be in a stressful situation.
Right.
Set yourself up to be prepared and you're not going to be stressed. And back to your question about stress playing a factor. If you trust your coach and you just do what he tells you to do, you're not going to be that stressed. Like, you don't,
that's why you hired him.
I tell my girls, especially people, like, don't even think. Don't even look at yourself. Send me videos. Eat what I tell you to eat and you're going to win. That's all you got to do. You don't even got to think. Don't worry about measure your water, what I tell you to measure your food, and that's it. And rest. You don't need to do anything else. You don't need to fucking, am I flat? Am I soft? It's not for you to decide these things. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So the panic the most are going to be the ones that look the worst. So the thing is, like, it's very rare I have these problems that they're like too stressed and they look bad. I never once said, oh, she looked bad because she was stressed. I've never once said that. I didn't use that as an excuse. I don't believe in that shit. So,
do you have any major like points that you want to drive home or any messages that you want to send to new competitors? Because we have a lot of new competitors in our viewers.
If you want to compete, do it for the right reasons or don't do it. The problem, especially with guys, you can do a show, rebound, gain 50 pounds and not ruin your hormones and everything. We're lucky like that, okay? Our thyroid differently where we can bounce back. We're not going to ruin our metabolism. Girls, a lot of them compete for the wrong reasons. They hate dieting. They hate going to the gym, and they do it because of Instagram. And then they compete. They get really lean. They look amazing, and then they rebound and gain 70 pounds. Because they're doing, like my girlfriend does it for the right reasons. She loves dieting, loves training, loves doing cardio. She's going to always be fit. All the Olympians, bikinis at the top level, not get fat in the off season. They get healthy, and they don't stay staged all year, but they don't get fat. So if you find yourself rebounding a lot or yo-yoing, dieting, or you see yourself binging, competing is not for you. You're doing it for the wrong. You're going to set yourself up for failure in the long term. And you're going to hate training. So you're going to go from one extreme of not training to competing to never training again because you're going to associate dieting and training with unhealthiness and like just a bad time in your life. And you're going to just ruin the rest of your, potential to be healthy. I see it all the time. And it sucks because, and you know what? It has nothing to do with drugs. So I like.
It's eating, man. Eating.
Dude, eating.
And train. It's everything.
I have girls or guys that take fucking everything under the sun. Okay. And they don't binge after a show and they stay lean. It's not the drugs that people use definitely screw up with their hormones a bit, but you are not going to get fat after a show if you reverse that properly.
But dude, you come off the gear, you fucking quadruple your calories, you stop doing cardio, and your training is like half-assed. What the fuck do you think is going to happen?
That's a recipe for disaster.
What do you think is going to happen? I always tell people, man, I always tell people, even if you come off everything, some people like to come off, before a show, whatever your ritual may be, whatever the fuck you do, if you're going to cheat, the more you cheat, you got to keep the cardio and you got to keep training. Or else you're just going to, like you say, you're going to fuck yourself and possibly make metabolism damage.
I haven't had any bad case in the past year because everyone generally understands. I make reverse dieting extremely important. I say, girls, please, it's very important. And if they don't send a check-in 3 days after a show or 2 days, I'm like, where the fuck is this check-in? I'm on their app.
Yeah.
I know the results of what happens when you rebound.
Predict it, yeah.
And
it's messy.
Where a girl's gained 70, 80 pounds and you're like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? No, but potential reverse diet. I'm on 3 days and check-ins and you're ignoring me.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do as a coach to, hold their hand at that point. It has to be the person's decision. And it stems from them not competing for the right reasons. And I don't want to make money off people that don't compete for the right reasons because I don't ever want to ruin people's health. That's not what I enjoy doing. I'd rather coach people that want to do it and are able to do it long term, right? Not people that, fucking have to lose 50 pounds for a show and then gain it back, then lose. And you're first of all, you're never going to turn pro because you don't have the mindset for it. And you're never gonna like be healthy. It's just you're setting yourself up for a mental illness and a very bad relationship with food, and it's not a cycle to put yourself into. And it's sad. I don't like seeing that at all, for sure.
It's good that you set that standard though, because like even for me, like I definitely fell under that trap after competing at my last show, and I think that bringing it up, like it being a lot worse for females, it's good that you set that standard of the importance of not fucking going down that route.
Not bringing a box of donuts to your.
No, even Jason Green said after my show, he saw me in the gym. He's like, someone's been eating.
But dude, you know what though, man? You're still pretty fresh to the scene, Branden. Like, as you do more, like for me, my first show, right after you cheat more, and then as the show goes on, you'll cheat less and less and less and less and less because you realize all that's doing is setting you back. Now to the point, like even after I turned pro, I literally have a cheat meal after the show. Like that night, I'll go with my family, or I get like a burger with like a maybe a dessert, and then it's like Sunday maybe here and there. Monday's back to the grind, And if you're a pro, you probably got photo shoots lined up, and you have companies that are expecting you to show up in shape. You can't fuck around. So, I mean, again, like James said, if you're doing it for the right reasons, you'll be fine.
Absolutely.
I get fat in the off season. I don't. They don't, because it's their mental. They know how much harder they're gonna have to work if they do that. So why are they up for failure? And plus, let's say you gain 50 pounds after a show and you have to lose it and then do another show, whatever. You're gonna lose so much muscle trying to get lean again.
Oh, you're gonna fuck your shape up, man. You're gonna mess your shape up.
That's what they were talking about on RX Muscle. Dave Palumbo and Milos was on there. Your old coach, Mike, and John Meadows as well. They were talking about that.
What did they say?
Just basically like in the off season, don't let yourself get too far off, because when you come down, if you have, let's say 50 pounds more to lose, you're going to lose muscle in the process and the journey back down, right? Like you're not going to be like, you talked about how he went up to 260, like speaking of John Meadows, like when he went up to 260 in the off season, opposed to when he was like 235, 240, he actually looked better when he came down at 235 to whatever his stage weight was than coming down from 250.
And the stage weight was the same. It's because when you come down from a higher weight, it's very hard to keep that structure and that fullness, because the mentality is just losing fat. When you're closer, when it comes down to getting ready for a show, if you're at your ideal physique and you just got to chisel up, it's very easy to do that at a slow pace and still maintain a great physique. If you're a fat fuck, you're not going to be catching the next person because you're worried about doing damage control instead of sculpting this perfect physique. So,
and also, especially for women too, the more fat you have to lose and the longer you're dieting, the more you're destroying your metabolism. Yeah. So
exactly.
The longer you diet on lower calories, the slower your metabolism works as a survival mechanism. That's just the way we are as human beings. Yeah. So if you're able to not get too fat, there's healthy and then there's fat. There's two different things. Staying stage lean all year is not healthy. You need some, but getting fat is not healthy. You can't have both extremes. Don't be stage lean all year, and don't be healthy. And if you stay in that range and you don't have to diet extremely hard and do 3 hours of cardio a day, you're going to be able to eat a lot more food.
That's right.
I think the skin too, right? If you get too overweight and stretch the skin too much, it doesn't recover as quickly as you get older as well.
I haven't had any experiences with this with competing, but generally that's what I would think too. But I think you need to hold the fat on for a decent amount of time for it to actually stick.
And I think that the skin has to stretch substantially in order for it to get stretch marks as well.
No, I have personal experiences with this. Like from when I won my pro card to now, like I have loose skin on my stomach and I never got fat. Like I never got overly fat. Like I put on some size, but I was never above 15% body fat, not once. And just being bigger for a longer period of time versus because in 2018, 2019, I was in shape all year. Like I did 4 shows. So my skin just kind of, I think it just kind of like got tighter to my body.
How old are you though?
I'm 35. So
yeah, but maybe it'd be that, but also because when you're older, like if you look at, let's say like Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone, they're never fat, but they have loose skin. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it could just be like you lose your elasticity when you get older too.
Yeah,
So
that's what I think. Yeah,
that could. It doesn't necessarily mean because you got fat too. Because
but like in losing the elasticity, it would be beneficial for you to stay lean, so that way it's not stretching to the point where it doesn't elastic back, right?
Yeah, but I don't know the science behind or like because like I have like even some guy clients, they have like stretch marks on their shoulder. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't necessarily have to do with it increasing such a substantial amount. It's just muscle. You know what I'm saying? So they're not like, but I'm just saying like I don't know how like for me I had loose skin when I lost all the weight but I had surgery for it because I was fat all my life. So I don't know if you're gonna keep loose skin if you're only fat for like 5 months. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I think it will all come down to
age
and genetics.
Yeah,
per person.
age will play difference.
I have some girls who were pregnant and their skin looks like a 20-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
and then you'll have some young girls who have
one
kid and they have like loose skin.
Yeah, I have pros that have kids. So and they're like 3 kids and they have like super tight abs. So it just
that's awesome.
They're very big genetic.
Awesome, man. Do you guys have anything you want to cover? I've been very selfish. You know me with my business and real estate stuff.
Branden, you can go if you want.
So I just wanted to ask you, so you were 320 pounds, you said, right?
322, yeah.
So me, being someone, like I've lost probably about 80 pounds. Like I was overweight myself. What was that clicking moment for you? Like, did you have that moment in your head where you're like, okay, wow, I'm definitely not where I want to be right now, and I need to make a change? Was there a clicking moment for you that you were like, fuck, I need to make a change?
When I was 17 years old, I was fat, but I was not obese. And then I was training a little bit, and I was getting actually leaner. And then I dislocated my shoulder doing dumbbell press. My arm went back 360 degrees.
Oh fuck!
Ever. I still don't do shoulder presses now because I'm scared of it. Okay.
Oh God, yeah, that's a nightmare.
Yeah, so I tore all my nerves in my rotator cuff.
Oh my God.
For a year and a half. I had surgery twice. I couldn't train for a year and a half. So during that time, I was still eating like a fucking, like I was training and I was doing an hour cardio a day and training every day, but I was still eating the same. So I gained 120 pounds. You know what I'm saying? In like,
wow.
Because I was eating the same. I didn't adapt my eating. And then I was
still eating like trying to eat healthy, just too much, or like
during that time?
Yeah.
I think I was just young and demotivated. I was like, this is fucking shit. And plus I was dating a girl that was kind of chubby then too, and she was eating shit too, so she was a bad influence.
Right.
I'm not going to blame it on her, but I'm just saying it wasn't a good influence.
An influence, yeah.
And then I remember I broke up with her in July 1st of like, I can't remember the year, but it was like probably 2013 or something like that. And I did not stop since then. I did not cheat for a year and a half. I did 2-3 hours cardio a day for a year and a half and training. And I didn't have one cheat meal in 18 months. And I just couldn't stop. I was just on a roll. And when you're like that fat, it doesn't matter if you're losing muscle. You just want to not be fat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Going down. The scale, people say, oh, don't look at the scale. The scale is very fucking important.
Okay? Yeah, it's very motivating.
No, but the scale is very important, especially if you're obese. Is very, like, if you're 320 pounds and you're not losing weight on the scale, you're doing something wrong. The scale is an important tool. And it's not like everyone's like shaming the scale now. Oh, don't look at the scale. It's bad for you. Like, your body composition could look very different at the same weight on the scale. Let's say like you're a 220 pound guy fat and you're 220 pounds 4 years later with muscle, you can look very different. But for obese people, the scale is extremely important. It's a very and just neglect.
Because you have so much weight to lose, it's almost like it's so much easier to lose weight when you're that big than when you're, let's say,
it is. It's honestly like I would like to be fat and then get lean is like really not. I could do it again. Like it's tough, but like it's doable. Like it took me 21 years to get fat, and it took me a year and a half to get lean. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. It's ridiculous. Like anyone, and I did it natural, 100%. I looked up bodybuilding.com shit, dude. I didn't have a coach. I didn't have anyone. I'm saying.
So were you overweight like in high school and shit?
Yeah, I was definitely like, I wasn't like obese, but I was fat.
Is that part of what drove you and your friend to like kind of just be working on your businesses and not like be out like more social?
No, not really. I was just like a nerd. I don't know. I didn't really like sports that much. I'm not a big team sports guy. I think that's why I like bodybuilding. And I like to do things myself. You know what I'm saying? It's not really like, I like having a team, but I'm just saying like, I like to like, I don't know.
No, I don't like to do your own thing.
Yeah, I get it.
All good elite group. You know what I'm
Do you have
saying?
any siblings?
Yeah, I have a sister. Yeah,
Younger or older?
she's 11 months younger.
Big bro. That's good, man. What about you, Mike?
Sweet.
Mike, you have anything you want to pick on him? Pick on him?
Yeah. So if clients want to get a hold of you or potential clients, they could just DM you, or how would they go about doing that?
I them fire. That's the easiest way.
DM on your Instagram?
Yeah, Team Alice MTL on Instagram. Yeah, the best way.
So your personal Instagram.
Yeah, that's the best one. That's my my page. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Cool. Sounds
Awesome.
good. Sweet.
Man, dude, I've said it 3 times, and I really do mean it, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks so
much. Awesome picking your brain. And I do want to take you up on that offer to have a deeper, different type of discussion with another special guest, Hassan Jama. So be on the lookout for that. But we really did want to get to these nuts and bolts.
No, good. This is good. Yeah.
Yeah, you're one of the top coaches, if not the top coach, especially
For a reason. For a reason.
Canada. So really proud of the work that you're doing as a Canadian and putting us on the map. Like you said, you got 5 fucking clients on the Olympia stage. Like that's a big deal, you know.
Thanks,
and I'm really proud of that and wish you the best success in the buildings and those purchases. I hope to be informed, and I hope to catch a ride one time in that R8, and then I hope one day to race you one day in my own, right? So
very good. Bro, you're very, I don't know if you're successful already, but you're definitely going to be. So you have a very strong mindset.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. And I would say that I'm successful. Like we mentioned before, you know, success can be labeled in a lot of different ways. You know, I have a very healthy family, and we've been fortunate to be able to live the life that we live. Like I have
all that matters is happy too. Success is being happy.
Happiness. That's right.
Happiness.
That's all it is.
It is. So.
Exactly. You know. All right, guys. Thank you again. Thank you for shooting the shit with us. And until
Adios.
Peace.